They're two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. We can't see that, Sarge. What does that say? It just says on, and then I can't see. I don't even see it says on. I can see it says on, but on your screen, and your green screen's all messed up. I just realized. Push it closer. But welcome, chat, to 389. We'll get it right someday. I think it's like just a running joke as a
circus. It's a circus.
You still got the Jesus light music coming over the thing.
The hand of God.
Yeah, there it goes. Hey, oh nope, it's shifted. It's like a flashlight. You know what we could do? I could.
Hand of God. It's the hand of God.
I'll fix it. I'll move you.
It's the hand of God.
I gotta make you bigger because it's blinding. It's blinding chat. It's blinding chat.
Is it blinding chat?
I got it. Don't worry. I'm fixing it.
Well, don't zoom in too far because then you're gonna see my nose hairs. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't zoom in that far.
The camera's not that good. Okay. Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Gearbox. We're going to be talking about Epic. We're going to be talking about Steam. We're going to be talking about Microsoft. We're going to be talking about the gold rush is over for independent developers. We're going to talk about Call of Duty. We're going to talk about Star Wars Outlaws potentially becoming out sooner rather than later. We're going to talk about XDefiant. We're going to talk about lawyer warns game developers about unlawful game design. We're going to talk about studios being purchased, and I believe, and Marvel Rivals, which is the Overwatch clone that basically got announced yesterday. So that'll be what's on today's show. If you like what we do here, we do this every Thursday. Well, 42 weeks of the year of the entire year. So if you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do live streams in the mornings from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. We do podcasts on Thursday nights. We have another podcast we sometimes do on Wednesday nights. We do gameplay and we do uploads. So lots of different content on this channel. So I appreciate you very much if you're here for 1 second, 1 minute, or 1 hour. All right, Sarge. How you been, man? Another week, another time warp.
It really is. I know it sounds. I say it every week, but it really is. It really is a time warp. Like because I go to work and then I'm in the work mode, and then Monday comes and I'm doing like the Monday stuff, and I'm like, oh, here comes the show. It's almost like 3 days to me. It's almost like 3 days.
Yeah, to me it's 3 segments of the week. There's Monday through Wednesday. There's Thursday. And then there's the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's it. That's how it works. Monday through Wednesday is just one big blur. Then there's Thursday, and then there's the weekend, and then it starts again, right? And that's it. And it just goes faster and faster.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Whiskey Neat says, haven't seen any South Park Snow Day. You can go to 30 and Still Gaming. I believe we have... Oh, no, I didn't post it yet. I haven't posted it yet. Yeah, we played it. We played it last 2 nights over on this channel. But the gameplay gets taken off of this channel and it gets uploaded onto my 30 and Still Gaming channel. It's not, well, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm going to tell you about what we've been playing. So let's get to it. What we've been playing. All right, Sarge. What have you been playing?
Well, I got a couple things actually.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on a second, chat.
I got a couple.
Settle down. Sarge has got more than the one game of Division that he's been playing.
Yeah. But let's not
or Dune Spice Wars.
Let's not dismiss Division. Division's a good game. Let's not. Just because there's not somebody else to shoot at.
We're playing.
Doesn't mean
we're playing it next week because the week
You
goes
keep
through.
saying we're going to keep playing it, but you keep getting another game or something
No,
else
no.
keeps coming
Next
up.
week,
Right.
the following, the next season thing starts, right? So we have.
Well, you might no in 2 weeks. I think.
No.
It's 2
5
weeks,
days,
I thought.
4 days. It starts next Tuesday. It starts.
So the last
No,
two.
the third
out.
one. No, the third one. Yes, I looked at it
That-
yesterday. That's why I picked
All right.
South Park over Division
All right.
because I was like, it's not
All right.
ready yet.
I thought that one was out already. I'm
No.
pretty sure the one was out already. We're not. We're 2 behind. I'm pretty sure we're 2 behind. Anyway. So
We're not.
let's see. So yes, I have been playing Spice Wars. This last weekend was another ridiculous match. I played again online with people.
What was a
And,
6-hour extravaganza?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a 6-hour game. It was like maybe around the hour 40-minute mark. Because I got really good with Harkonnen because it's an escalation type of thing. If you know how to build up the authority and the military, you can pretty much steamroll. So what ended up happening was about the hour and 40-minute mark, I was basically going to win on hegemony, and they decided that not one of them, but all 3 of them decided assassination. So as I'm playing the game, and I see in the corner it says you discovered an assassination attempt, and I said, "Oh, okay. So Atreides is trying to assassinate me. All right." So I start moving my guys around, trying to find out where the spies are, and then it says you found an assassination attempt, and I go, "Yeah, I already know that." I clicked on it again, and then it showed the other guy, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
So you're being assassinated by all 3.
All 3, because they couldn't win militarily. They couldn't. So the only way you could knock me out at that point
Did
was
you write a letter to your congressman that it was unfair that everyone was trying to kill you?
the fact that you can do that. I just started laughing because I looked at it. I'm like,
of course
okay,
you can
I
do
can.
that. It's not going to
I
send him a
can-
message saying, "Sorry,
No,
you can't assassinate
no,
him. The
no,
other
but what I'm
person's
saying-
assassinating him."
But what I'm saying is the game allows, even though the resources are, it's not just push the button assassinate. There's a whole process involved to get to the assassination level, which means that they all decided to go down that same tree around the same time, which means they're all talking to each other. He's going to win. We got to stop him. Can you stop him with this? And like, no, I can't stop him with that.
Right.
And like, well, we have to go for the assassination. So when after 10 minutes, when the third window opened up and it was the third guy, I just started laughing. I'm like, okay, well, I put everybody I have in counterintelligence. I'm sending all my guys out to find the spies, and I'm like, I can't stop them all. Right? I can't stop them all. So I get down to like the last. It's basically like the last 5 minutes. If I can stay alive for 5 more minutes, I'll win. Right? Couldn't stay alive for. I think it was like 3 minutes left. And I stopped 2 out of the 3, and the third guy got me.
Why is everyone assassinating you?
Because it's this weird. It's almost like when you're a small kid and you're playing a game to win, but you know if he wins, everyone just teams up against him on purpose. Like it's the same mentality, right? Everybody's trying to win, right? We're
Of
all
course.
trying to win, right?
Uh-huh.
All 4 of us trying to win. So when somebody's close to winning, it's the psychology about it is actually very interesting. I watch people play it. They don't get ahead that far. Like they're ahead, but they don't push ahead a lot. They just
Because they want to
as
stay under
soon
the
as you-
radar. Yeah, they want to stay under the
Right.
radar. Yeah.
Right. So I inadvertently passed some kind of invisible threshold. And once I passed the threshold, they were like, he's ahead. Everyone's got to team up. Like, and they just start, they're typing each other because that's how it works. You just start typing to the guy, right? And so I just found it hilarious, right? So you have to pick your moment and when you can like make the move. And I made the move too early, but it's still hilarious. I haven't played that long online. I played maybe like 5 or 6 games now with 3 other people. And that's the first one where I was actually ahead. I could have won, and everyone at the same time was doing assassinate.
I just find it funny that every time you're like trying to get assassinated, it's like, are you the asshole on the board? And everyone's like, look at this guy.
Well,
This guy.
here's how it works. So in that game, you have to figure out the economy on how, with the limited amount of land that you own, what buildings to put on it to make the greatest revenue. And so sometimes certain buildings don't work on certain plots of land, type of thing, right? And so if you are not, I guess, economy savvy, like if you're not financially savvy, like you don't understand what buildings do what to get your army built, then the easier way is to research agents and go for the assassination.
Right.
When all 3 are doing that that says to me they didn't have time to do the economy, and so they're looking for any way to try to stop me. But it's still great. It's such a good game.
So I have a question. So, see, I just lost the question. I was about to ask a question, and I lost the question.
Is this the point where I'm not supposed to let any dead air happen? Our sound is broken right now. Okay, we'll come back.
Inside of God damn, I don't know. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Good talk.
I'll keep going.
Good talk.
Right.
Keep talking about Dune. Go ahead.
So here's the better one, and I know chat's gonna start ridiculing me for this one. Right. I finally downloaded Final Fantasy XIV.
Holy shit! I thought the other day. First of all, Krebsy brings it up in chat. Sarge lied, saying Final Fantasy XIV is a single player game and sucks at 20 questions. Right? That was the worst game of 20 questions ever. Between you not giving the right info and the people asking questions that don't know how to play 20 questions.
By my answer. I stand by my answer. That game is definitely single player. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about it right now. Okay,
right, so go ahead. Final Fantasy XIV, multiplayer, online game, single player game. Go ahead.
That's pretty good, Water. I never realized what letters to use to get that music, and you got it perfectly. That's actually very good. So I downloaded it Monday. Right, I downloaded it Monday because I spoke to you about it.
I'm really surprised you found it. It was like the most simple thing to find. I'm surprised you signed up though, because you had to make an account, meaning you had to go to a third party. Yeah,
I know. But my only problem is when I get ready to erase it, I'm gonna have to change my entire Xbox account because I don't want that just sitting out open on the wing over there with my account being attached. So anyway, so I started playing on Monday. Now you have to understand, I'm from the Final Fantasy crew from old school. Like I've played them all. The only one I didn't play was Tactics. I didn't play Tactics. I wasn't interested. But everything else I've played. So I didn't look up any videos. I just put it in. I'm gonna learn. This game's 10 years old. Let's just learn. Let's see how it goes.
It's older than that, actually.
2013. So I've got MMO experience. I don't need to use logs and game codes and videos. I'll wing it, right? So pretty easy to pick up. I didn't get too involved with like all the jobs yet. I'm just trying to learn how
massive,
goes.
Isn't it?
It's crazy.
Real quick, how long in the game before you killed something?
Before I killed something?
Yeah, just combat. It took me 2 hours before I swung my sword.
No, it wasn't 2 hours because I wander. Maybe like 30 or 40 minutes.
Okay.
Because I was going through all the. Listen, I don't want to take up the whole clock here. I'm trying to get everything out. Cliff notes, right? So people who've played it understand already. I'm giving you my thoughts because I haven't played it, right? I never played it in the beginning. I never played it for the 10 years. It was never on the system I could play. I didn't want to get it for a fucking computer. That's it, right? Didn't have time, right? And I still don't have time. But it's sitting there looking at me.
You got 30 hours.
Xbox,
you got 30 levels. You got 30 levels.
Right? No, you get more than 30 levels.
I know. I'm saying you're at level 30 already.
Oh yeah, I'm at 31.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm at 31, level 31. Yeah. So what I find interesting is there's talking. They establish characters. They let them talk. There's a voice. But then after so many minutes go by or whatever the story plot goes on, like that character doesn't have a voice anymore or not for that while, and it just goes to text. But it's ingenious on their part because you're watching the game and you're listening to that person talk. When they talk again,
you hear their voice.
You hear their voice while you're reading.
Yeah.
Right. I like the way they do that. Right. Because they can't voice everybody like Knights of the Old Republic or Old Republic. Excuse me, Old Republic, where everybody's talking. Right. So you do it like I'll say the cheesy way, but it still works. It's right. The part that I didn't understand, and because I played a lot of Final Fantasy, is I haven't got to the end to figure out all the magics yet, but I find it strange, the magic system, because you don't get like the selection of spells you would normally get when you're playing a Final Fantasy game. It's like certain classes get certain spells, and there's like the spell book is smaller for each of the classes. It's weird. Yes, you can change classes in the middle, switch from one guy to another and do spells, but I just thought it was weird how they implemented it, because like I want to be a red mage, but I didn't know that red mage is part of a DLC, so I inadvertently picked black mage, right? So my character, I'll give you a hint. Like I picked the biggest Amazonian woman possible because I love heroines in Final Fantasy games. I don't like the male characters as much. I'll make a male character eventually, but I always like a heroine. I like that kind of class. Mm-hmm. So she's an Amazon. I made her like ridiculously tall, right?
She's Wonder Woman.
Basically, she looks great.
Yeah.
Right? She looks great. If I could watch her from the front the whole time, it'd be amazing, but I can't. Right? So the point being is, I'm cruising along. The quest development is good, and the whole point is, now if you've played Final Fantasy games before, I find it so refreshing that even though it's an MMO, while I'm playing the game, I think I'm playing a single player Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. No. I played up to level 11 single player. I was playing.
It's so interesting in how they accomplish that, right? And the other thing about it is, like, you've played WoW, right? And you play Star Wars Galaxies, right? You get off on a planet someplace, you go someplace, like, and you're walking forever to find like the save point, the lodge, or whatever else. Somehow they reduced the size of everything. The map looks tremendous, but everything is really close. Like, the world is not that big. It's just big enough, right? Where you know where the locations are. You're not wandering through aimless lands that you don't understand.
You're like, how long do I have?
Right, and everything's attacking you. Like, everything. Like, you walk past a guy. Like, in this game, like, the monsters don't really attack you. Like, you just wander past everything.
They're there for a quest, and then when it's your quest, you attack, then they attack you. Right.
It's done so well, right? I understand why so many people like it, right? Because in all honesty, you think you're playing a single player Final Fantasy game.
It's great.
It's bizarre, right? Now, I didn't know that you can do the dungeons with NPCs or PCs. You could do it with players or NPCs.
I didn't even get to a dungeon yet. I haven't even got to a dungeon yet.
So I said, let's try the NPCs. Like, the guys are actually good. The NPCs that when you're in a dungeon fighting are actually pretty damn good. Right? So, and then I play with PCs, and lo and behold, when you play with PCs, it's always the same. The guy knows what he's doing, right? Even a low character. If it's a 10th character this guy made, he pulls everybody into a pile. Yep. Everybody just spams the AoEs, the death moves, and we move on. Like, yes, this is MMO. Yes, this is an MMO. The story's great. I love the story, right? But once again, if you've played all the Final Fantasies, you know this. The same characters are in every game. Yeah. They just change them a little, but the names remain the same, right? The names are in there. The characters are the same. You just you attach them again. Like, Wedge and Biggs are in this again. Like, these characters are just in the game. I'm enjoying myself. Now, I know I'm not going to play this forever, right? I know I'm going to burn out on it.
You're going to play it until level 70 and then go, should I buy the expansion?
Maybe.
We'll see. Then pay $23 a month to play it.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it's only $13. You're already paying for Game Pass.
Yeah. But I'm having a blast. It's fun. I think the only thing I don't like is I think the spell selection's a little weak, but then again, it's a 10-year-old game. Maybe they were trying to do that to ease of entry level for people, because the spell systems for WoW are like ridiculous. Like the cycling of spells you can do for certain fights and whatever. But this is like,
I liked it on the
spells or 4 spells.
So you're playing on the console, right? You're playing on I'm really surprised how well the controller is. Like just the controller configuration of the battling and stuff like that.
You played it on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Right. So now explain to me that you can use the magic system like that, right? You can use the magic system like that. Why can't you use the magic system like that in a Bethesda Skyrim game? Right? To me is the perfect encapsulation of the magic system for Skyrim. Like, you're walking around as the wizard and you have those abilities for magic. Like, you can still swing your sword and whatever else, but you hold the trigger, pick a spell. Perfect. Yeah. That is the perfect system for I only have 2 hands. I can only cast 2 spells, and then I have to pause and change the spell and put it back. Like, what are we doing? This game came out around the same time, just a little bit after.
Yeah, no, and they do.
Come on.
And people always complain that because I've said that World of Warcraft will come to console or like PC, and they'll be on because they're doing controller. Like, everyone's like, "There's no way it can come on controller, bro." I'm like, "What?" Like, Final Fantasy did it. I was like, Elder Scrolls does it. I was like, they all do it. I was like, what do you? I could play Lost Ark on stuff like. Yeah, there's a lot of spells, but they can do it. You just hold LB, hold RB, hold trigger, hold that. You know what I mean? And then press button, right?
If I
pad up, down, left, right.
If I hold those buttons, I got 8 buttons on each.
Correct.
How many in the hotbar do you need?
Right. You could technically do if you held LB and then up on D-pad, down on D-pad, right on D-pad, left on D-pad. right? There's 4. Then you have the 4 buttons. Then you have RB if you hold RB, right? Then if you're not holding anything at all, you could do up, down, left, right, and then A, B, X, right? So
this is my point.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. So you can use the buttons to shift the controllers. Yeah, right? You could even do that as well. You could even just make a D-pad left or right, and then it could just make another bar for you. Right? There's plenty of ways for them to do stuff in these types of games. Everyone's like, there's no way you could do it, bro. And I'm like, talking about.
So they have no concepts.
What else you been playing? You been playing anything else other than Final Fantasy and
well, but that's a little bit of Division, of course. Right? I'm grinding out some Division. I want another armor set, so I'm grinding a little bit of Division. But I grinded Final Fantasy like a crazy person because I don't wander. I know how that game is structured. I'm like, okay, so if I just follow the main quest line that has the biggest experience points, and if I'm running towards those areas and I see other quests along the way, those are the ones I pick up. I don't pick up I don't go wandering looking for stuff, right?
I do everything in that area. Everything.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
The beginning has the beginning quest lines for you to wander, but when you start getting into the teens, when you go to an area, there's a grouping, and then there's like the little branches, and I'm like, I'm not on the branches. I don't care, because you have to remember, when they send you to a different area, right? That's a starting area for somebody else. So those quests that you pick up are worth 10 cents, and you're already at level 15. They're not worth anything.
Yeah, I do a lot of them just for story and elements and lore build and stuff like that.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, it's too many tiles. Yeah. Too many buttons for an MMO, but it's done well. It's done well. I'm still amazed that this many people play it.
Yeah. No. Did you see? I don't know your server, but in my server in the main town, when you go to that one area, like it's just
the mall.
The mall. You just see like name tags everywhere, and I'm like, holy Christ!
I turn off the name tags.
No. But I'm not complaining about the name tags. I'm just looking at them going.
I'm complaining.
No. What I'm saying is, there's a shit ton of people in the town. There's a crap ton of people playing that game.
Every time I logged on, it said I'm in a queue. Every time I'm in a queue, but the queue picks some number. Like, you're 46 in a queue. I'm like, that's a lot. And so I'm waiting. I wait like 2 minutes, and then I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 46 people just got in like that. Like after like 2 minutes. Like, it's weird.
Water says when Dawn Trail drops, it's gonna crash the servers. Yeah,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. And,
are they? They're doing a graphical update for it? Oh, that's nice. So just like DC Universe Online just did. DC Universe just did an upgrade.
No, Dustin, I'm not going to do it. Too much drama. I'm out. I don't care.
He'll do it.
Listen. I got Baldur's Gate 3 coming in the mail.
Yeah, it'll be there Monday. It'll be there Monday for you.
Days away. You won't hear from me anymore.
Yeah, I bought it for. My wife and I bought it for for Christmas, and he's just getting it. They said it in March. It's coming April 1st, so they lied, Sarge.
It's not March.
No, it's not March. It's April 1st. So, but yeah, it's coming, and it'll be there on Monday for you. All right, anything else?
That's what I'm saying, Magic. That's what I'm saying. I've been waiting 3 months.
Yeah, we won't see Sarge. We won't see Sarge anymore.
The only reason why I'm waiting, Magic, is because it's the deluxe edition. It's got a little gizmos and gadgets and stuff like that.
Chat, just so you know, episodes 390 through 400, Sarge will only be playing and talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Right? So for the next like 10, 11 episodes, every week he'll be like, I'm playing Division and I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, and he's going to tell us epic stories of him playing Baldur's Gate 3. That's what's going to happen with Sarge. All right, so I played a couple of games this week. I played this little independent game that's coming out. They've been working on it for 3 years. I think it's like a group of 12 people working on it. It's called Sworn, SWORN. And I can show gameplay of this. Okay, this is Sworn. It's a roguelike, roguelite type of game. You're basically trying to take you're trying to get King Arthur's kingdom back, basically, and that's what the story plot is, right? So you have Merlin and then you have a skill tree. You upgrade as you go through. There's different. I don't know what the materials are called, so don't ask. Okay, there's purple. There's like a blue vial. There's like a purple like shards, and then there's like this like heart with like blue around it. I don't know what it is, right? One of them is to unlock new characters and weapons, is the top one. The purple is to unlock new players, new characters, new classes. And then the bottom blue vial is to unlock skills inside of the skill tree, right? There's five different skill trees that you can go into, right? There's like health, wealth, damage, endurance. So as you take the purple shards, you unlock the different skill trees. You take the blue vials, and then you unlock the stuff in the skill trees. Okay, so it'll remind a lot of people about Hades. Yeah, it's actually a really good game, and you can pick the difficulty of your level while you're playing. Right, so I'm playing solo right now, but I play with Eclipse in chat, and we got through the boss levels. And there's some really cool builds. This video you won't see those. This is like literally my first game. So basically, there's like a warrior. There's like a heavy guy with a mace. He's got a heavy sword. He's got like a cannon he carries around. You have a mage. The mage is super OP. The mage is like ridiculous OP. There's like this orb that you throw on the ground. It's like a black hole, and it sucks people in. And then you throw down like detonators, and it just destroys people super fast. There's a bunch of different enemy types. There's these banners once you clear the board that pop up, and you get to pick left or right. And each of the emblems are different types of stuff, right? You have to learn it by going. There's a guy inside the hub that tells you what each of these things are. And then you pick it, and then you see this list come up, and then you'll see like rare, common. It's sort of like a Vampire Survivor type of thing at this point, right? So you get to pick what you want to upgrade, and then level up, and then you move on to the next level, right? Sometimes there's one door, sometimes there's two doors. There's an easy mode or normal mode, and then like a difficulty mode where you get double XP or double rewards. And then while you're on that board, there's other things that pop up that maybe you need health, and you take the health, but it's like a give-take type of stuff. So you have to pay, and how long it takes for you to kill everybody on the board, it ticks down. So if it might start off at 20 health, but if you take too long, it'll only give you like 5 health because it ticks down. So the faster you kill things, the more health you can get. The faster you can kill things, the more money you can get. So then there's a store that you can go to. You'll see the scales on the doors. Those are like a shop to go pick, and you can buy stuff with the gold coins. There's like little vendors. You'll see a little kiosk over to the left side. Once I kill these guys, I'll walk over to it, I believe. And it's a fun little game. It's not out yet. Okay, it's not out yet, but it was an early access. You can play it up until, I think, this weekend, Sunday. So go check it out on Steam. There's like little traps, and as you upgrade your character, like, see, here you go, like a heart. So it says 50 heart. If I took that, then I could try to earn it. Then there's a store. If I had gold coins, I could buy all this stuff, and it gives you bonus damage, moving faster. It does a whole bunch of stuff. Bonus damage, movement speed. And there's just like these little things. It's a nice little loop of a game. Real quick, real short. You could die real fast, or you can make it all the way to the boss. I don't get to beat the boss here. I don't know what this is. I'm learning. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, okay, I think it's the heart thing.
That's my favorite part of any game.
Learning.
Like learning the game.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure out what did they build? How do they want me to interact with this? How do I do this? I enjoy trying to figure that out.
Right. So here I choose it, right? And now I'm killing the guys. And then it starts at 50 hearts. So if I kill these guys fast enough, I have 15 health left. So I need to get these. I'd said 43, 42, 40, right? So you're trying to kill them as fast as possible, and I got it at 39. So I got 39 health on top of the health I have, so I'm at 54 health. Once your health is gone, you're dead, and you have to start all over again, right? So you're trying to push your luck, and you're trying to get as much damage as possible, and you're also trying to keep as much health as possible to go up against the boss, okay? Then there's like a little maze board. This only happens in single player if you're with a group of people. I don't think... Oh, no, we did go through one, didn't we, Eclipse? I think we did go through one. It's very rare, though. But there's like a little maze you go through, and you have to, get your way through. It's a fun little thing. This is my first one. I'm buzzing through it.
Yeah, this is how you start to make a Diablo game. This is where you start,
right? And it's cool. It's a nice little game. It's going to be not a full price game, but it's going to be a paid game. I don't know if there's any microtransactions or that. There's not in the game as of in this one, but at the same time, I liked it, and I didn't think I was going to like this game, Sarge, because this is not the type of games I like. But this was addictive. Like the more you do it and the more you unlock, it starts to grow on you. And you're like, oh, I want to do it again. I want to see if I can get through faster or try a different build. And there's lots of different things that you can do. So let me fast forward a little bit. Okay, there's the shop. After this, there's a little shop. So, yeah, nice little game. It's called Sworn. So put it on your wish list. I have no affiliation with them in whatsoever. Is
this PC or console?
PC.
Okay.
You can use controller though. You can use a controller. My biggest problem I had is that I was using RB to try to dodge instead of B, and B is the dodge button, and I kept hitting RB. So when you see me get hit, I'm hitting RB to try to dodge, but I'm not hitting dodge. I'm hitting the wrong button for dodge.
Oh, you're from what I'm watching, your hand eye is good. You were going through the traps the right way.
No, I know, but when I'm getting hit by the guys, I'm trying to dodge them, but I kept.
Is there a block, or you have to dodge?
There's a dodge. There's no block. There's a block with the other character. He's got a shield.
You got a shield. Okay.
And you can get a shield with this guy as well, but I don't have a shield on me right now. Yeah, there's another build.
Are you able? By the way the combat looks, are you?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Are you able to do a hit combo, or do you have to break up your own combo because you know that the guy's going to hit you on the third hit? Like
like
you do 1, 2, and then you move away from him.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Because if you're greedy and you do 1, 2, 3, you're gonna get hit.
That's
right?
what happens. I was greedy.
One of those type of games.
Yeah.
Like you have to know the rhythm. Yeah. I remember. Okay.
Yeah. I was greedy, right? So you can see what I'm doing here. There's war, there's life, there's devotion, there's treasure, and there's wealth. Okay, so you need the certain currency. At the top, it's 25, 21, and 48. The 25 is for character stuff. The 21 goes towards this stuff. So it'll be like 50 to unlock the devotion or the treasure. See, it's down here is 30 of those purple. Okay, and then you go over to this.
Isn't wealth and treasure the same thing?
It's a little different because of the treasure's actually the randomness of the things that you get. And the other one is the wealth of how much you get. Like you get an extra 20, you get an extra 10 or whatever it is. All right, so see, you get to pick the characters that you want. There's 4 characters as of right now. Each one has 4 weapons and each one has 4 spells. Okay, and I really like the mage. In this particular video, I don't have the mage unlocked. But each one feels good. Each of the weapons and stuff feels good. You can mix and match the top weapons with the bottom spells, and so you have lots of different I can't even think of the word. Different builds that you can do in the game. So fun little game, and that is called Sworn. So if you like Sworn, go check it out on Steam. The second game I've been playing, I played last night and I played the night before, was a little game called South Park Snow Day. Okay.
It looked good.
It is good, but it's not great. Okay. It's not as good South Park humor as The Stick of Truth or Fractured But Whole. Okay?
But you have to remember, this is them doing a completely different game.
Sure, no, but I'm not even talking about the game. I'm talking about the humor. The humor of South Park, what they did in Stick of Truth and what they did in Fractured But Whole is South Park. Like, come on, Nazi babies, right? Like you're going up someone's anus hole and stuff like that, and you're running around with right? Like that's missing from this.
This is toned down.
This is like Sesame Street compared to what their other games. Yeah. Right. There's still a humor, but it's like fart humor and like, up yours, asshole, fuck you, Cartman, suck my balls, like stuff like that. Like they have that in the game.
But that's just potty mouth. I'm talking about like political parody issues in the game.
There's very little.
So maybe that's why they got the 3 out of 10, because they didn't push it hard enough. Maybe that's why they got the 3 out of 10.
Well, I'll tell you,
because otherwise it's not a 3 out of 10 game.
It's just not. I watched the video and they were comparing it to the other games, and that's what kind of made me.
You can't compare it to the games. It's a different game.
That's correct. And they were
the whole way the game plays is completely different.
Yeah, they were comparing to the other game, and I watched multiple reviews, and people were like, "Oh, it's not as good as Fractured, and it's not good as." But as the game it stands alone, it's a 6, right? 6 all day. Okay. The combat is fine. It's not the greatest. Now, people were saying that there's no auto, there's no target like lock on. There's no lock on, but there is a lock on, right? It does an auto lock on. So like when you're just mashing the button, your character will automatically go towards the closest. Yeah, it'll go close to the closest person next to you. If you slam or do something that's it'll aim towards them and hit them. So it is there. Now the combat is not the greatest. There is the bullshit that comes on the screen, and they play cards. There are cards in this game, and I do like the fact that in this game, like the attention to detail, like your cards, you can see they're like crayon drawn. Right, like they made up their own cards because they're playing D&D. You know what I mean?
Right, because they're kids.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I like the scenarios they have in the game. It's fun. You're going up against
special rules.
Yeah,
they just make up the rules as they go along.
Yeah, the grunts are the elementary school kids. The elite guys are sixth graders. Sometimes there's other characters in there. The boss fights are the other like Stan and Kyle and Kenny.
What's up with the shield I see you with all the time?
The shield is basically my savior, right? You pop it because certain builds that I have, if they come into my shield, they get damaged, and sometimes my shield actually gives me 2 health every second it's up. Then I also have
you definitely need that. Okay.
Then I also have a heal thing that I stick down on the ground as well that also heals me, right? My biggest complaint about this game is the stun lock. The stun lock.
I heard you cursing for hours.
Oh my god, the stun lock is so.
You said it was severe. You said it was severe.
Yeah, you get
like
hit.
How long?
You can't get up. Like you get hit, and they come over and they hit you dead, and you're like, I'll show you. I'll show you at the very end here. I did multiple.
How long is the stun? Because you were losing your mind for the stun lock.
You'll see me die real fast. Like my energy's down. I can't heal at certain points because the yellow bar above my health meter is my pissed off meter. Your pissed off meter is what gives your powers for the shield and for the. So see, they're just coming at me. Okay, they're coming into the shield, and I'm trying to use this axe that's doing this whirlwind spin, and I'm like, oh, this is good, right? But then they use their bullshit card, right? And the bullshit card might make me shit my pants, or gives me a pool noodle for my main weapon or whatever. And then all of a sudden they hit me, and then I get melted within seconds, and I'm like, oh. And once you're dead, you're dead. Now I haven't played with anybody. You can matchmake and play. I watch people play, and they look like they're having a fucking blast when they're playing with other people. The NPCs on your teammates, right? They're fucking dumb, right? They don't come and revive you. They get stuck on certain things. They do revive you, but then they run out of the circle because they don't want to get hit, right? So what I liked about this game is that I didn't know this, because if you just beat the game or run through the board and you beat it, you don't know this, but the board is randomized. Okay, here it goes. I got stun locked. Boom. I'm like, get out of here. I gotta get out. Right.
Is there a way to recover from the stun or no?
You if you're down, you're down. Like you get hit, you can't move. No, you can't move.
Can you do the rapid fire button thing?
You can't move. You're stuck. You're on the ground. You can't move. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty severe.
So the stun lock's bad, but if you fail the boards are out of order. I thought the boards were always in order. Like you play Mario, it's like World 1, World 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? In this, you go through a board, and if you fail the board and you go back in, it might be level 1, and then it might be level 5 as 2, and then level 3 as 4. You know what I mean? Like they mix it up, and there's boards that you may not see. I don't know how many there are, but yeah, the chests are kind of random for where certain boards are. Or they're not random. The chests are not random, but the boards in the order that they are random. There's nice little mechanics in the thing. Like I have a torch, a wand that does like a blowtorch, but if you hold it for too long, it sets yourself on fire. And then there's these piles of snow around the boards to put yourself out. Yeah, to put yourself out. There's cheesy poofs everywhere on the board through the chests. Toilet paper is your currency. So you have to find like toilet paper, and because it's a snow blizzard, everyone in the town wants the toilet paper. So like there's the story going on with that.
They're valuable. I got it.
Yeah. So it's a fun game, man. It is. And I didn't think I was going to like it. I got gifted it from El Nini in chat. They said, hey, can I buy you South Park? And I was like, look, I'll tell you this. You want to give me South Park? I'll play it one time on stream. And if I don't like it, then I'm done with it. I went back to it a second night, and I'm gonna go back to it a third night because I want to finish it. I think it's a fun game. It's a $30 game. You can get the DLC, the season pass. I think it goes up to like
it's a $30 game, and they still gave it a 3.
Yeah.
No, they have no compassion at all.
Well, again, it's not about just IGN. Other people gave it a bad score, but
what's a bad score?
like 3s and 4s. I mean, they were, but I'm most people gave it like a 6 or a 7, which I think that's where it is.
6s all day long. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Average game, yes. Does it work? Yeah. Is it fun? Yeah, it's kind of fun. All right. But a three to me, a 3 means your game is just broke. Bad game design, bad. Just your game's broke.
Oh, is this this is night 1. I know I die somewhere. I get stun lock and I was like pissed off. I was like, no! I'm low health here. I'm trying to get
surprised.
away.
Is this on console or PC?
This is on PC I'm playing, but it is on console as well.
I'm so surprised that the frame's doing so well, Mike, because it's snowing the whole time you're playing.
Yeah. So, and see, the reason I'm running and I can't put my health down is because I know if I put my health down, they're just going to come and attack me, and I'm almost dead. But
wait, as soon as you put down the thing to help you heal, they rushed you.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's almost as bad as in Suicide Squad, like when you have a shield, where you have to break the shields and you get the health, but then they kill you right after anyway. So it's like, why did I even get the shields in the first place? Type of thing. Right. Yeah, that's what's happening here as well.
Everybody's down. Oh, your whole team.
My whole team is down. I'm trying to revive them, but I'm also hurt, and I didn't have enough money. See, I put it down, and they come and attack me right away. So now I'm defending myself. Right, I'm healing myself, but then they have these tentacles coming after me. A lot of shit going on, right?
This is like an old school type of game.
Yeah, so it actually feels like an older game.
Yeah, it's like an old school type of game.
And I'm dead. Yep. So see, there's like multiple levels, and they mix up the order.
Do you have any AOE stuff? Like a?
I do. I have a wand that was doing flamethrower. Is there any
dots? You have dots you put on the ground, like a mine or something, to keep them off you for a little bit.
You have arrows. You have a staff that shoots like arced, like whatever. Like
how about a snowball gun? You got a
snowball gun. And then you have a skill tree of dark matter that Mr. Hanky is in charge of. Okay. Yeah. Here, I'll go back to that for a second. Right. So you have. Oh, come on.
Oh, the brain is the skill tree.
Yeah, the brain is the skill tree. And you can go up, and it gets really expensive, right? It costs me like 120 or 100 points or 110 points or something like that for the next skill level. And you got to play. There is replayability in this as well. There's a hard difficulty mode. There's a normal mode. There's cosmetics. There's no microtransactions. There is DLC that you can purchase. I guess that is microtransactions. But if you want extra cosmetics or stuff like that, there is a season pass that you can pay additional $20. So it's like $50. And then as it comes out, I guess you can get it. But yeah, I think it's an okay game. I think if you have $30 in your pocket and you're looking for something, you're a South Park fan, get it. If you have $30 in your pocket and you're like, I don't know what to buy, maybe if you don't like it, then don't put that $30 back in your pocket and wait for something else to come along. But it's a good game. It's not a bad game in any way, shape, or form. It's just a good game. Good meaning good, not good meaning fantastic. It must buy. It's just it's a good game. If I recommend it. If you like South Park, it's not as good as Fracture But Whole. It's not as good as Stick of Truth as far as this South Park humor. But the gameplay and stuff, it feels good. So, I already talked about Lightyear Frontier from last week. Still playing that a little bit. I'm trying to think. Oh, and Suicide Squad. So, Suicide Squad, I will be playing Suicide Squad after this stream tonight. Okay, this morning we were supposed to play. They had like a 10-hour maintenance, 12-hour maintenance downtime. Kind of ridiculous. But it's out. There's still problems, all right? A couple of problems that people are having right now that are being reported. Let me see if I can bring it up on Twitter real fast. So there's a bug going on with the game. It says, unfortunately, I got a new bug. Breaking bug introduces a new Suicide Squad update and prevents you from advancing past the title screen because the game doesn't recognize your controller input. Okay, so that's a new one. And then the process of unlocking the Joker was very poorly communicated. Okay, before launch, I don't think they're playing the game for 6 to 8 hours. Now, I'm gonna show you guys something that you don't need to play the game 6 to 8 hours. Okay, to play it. Okay, to unlock the Joker. I unlocked the Joker in less than 3 hours. Okay, just under 3 hours. I unlocked the Joker. Well, I haven't unlocked him yet. I got up to the point of level 35. I'm gonna unlock the Joker tonight on stream after the podcast. Okay, so as we're talking, I'll just let this play. Okay, It doesn't want to play. What's happening here? Awesome. There it goes. So this is me going back. So let me start from top to bottom. I'll show you. It's less than 2 minutes, right? So there's the timer on the side. Mission time, 1 minute, 53, 54, 55, less than 2 minutes. I did that mission, okay? So mission complete. I did this 33 times because I did other missions as well. Or actually, it's like more like 30 times, okay? So basically, I went to just a kill everyone mission as fast as possible. It doesn't matter what level you do. See, there's the last one. So there's my level 35, as you can see. I don't even use my gun, Jason. The entire time, all I do is melee slam with the hammer, okay, with my mallet. It takes less than 2 minutes to actually do it. If you do it slow, it's like 2 minutes and 15 seconds to get your ass back to the actual portal. I don't recommend playing a game like this. The reason I did this is because I wanted to play it this morning. I couldn't play it this morning. I wanted to get the Joker on stream. So tonight, I leveled up. But regardless, just play the game. If you're playing the game, okay, you can do it as fast as 3 hours to get to level 35 to unlock the mission to do Brainiac, okay, and then do the Brainiac mission. When you're doing these ranked levels, okay, now there might be a faster way. This is what I found, okay. You can just play the game and you go up a level. And it's just a mission. So you do a mission, you're going to go one level, okay? If you do a higher end mission, you might go a mission like a level and a little bit, okay? But less than 2 minutes, okay? I was just doing this over and over and over. And it doesn't matter what difficulty level you do it on. If I did it on sweating balls or swelling bullets, whatever it's called, normal or easy mode, it's went up the exact same amount, okay? So I just put it on the easiest mode, went around slamming hammers, killing everybody real fast, less than 2 minutes, got off the board, did that 30 times on that one level, and done. I'm used to stuff like this because Marvel's Avengers, I would grind and whatnot.
Grind.
Yeah.
Grind.
So we're always going to find, water always finds the easiest point to go to get out, right? So gamers do the exact same thing. So if you want to get to rank 35, I know people, I know somebody in my chat was like, I think it's dumb.
I don't have time.
Right. I think it's dumb they put it behind 35. Look. This is a season content, right? Now, they did put a $10. If you want to get Joker right off the bat, you can pay $10 and get the Joker. Right. If hit that dopamine, maybe, right? But if you just play
I don't want to play the game that I like.
Right. If you
Can I just give you money?
Yeah, if you just play the game, you'll go through it. Now, if you see it up here, right up on top of here, this is the battle pass that's in the game, not the battle pass that you purchase. This is a free battle pass. There's 200 levels. This is the fear thing this season, right? So there's 200 levels in the season for this, okay? So you can go up levels. Every time you go up a level, you get a reward, you get resources, you get whatever. You have to get to level 35 to get the mission to unlock to go do Joker, okay? While you're doing this, there's a bunch of different missions that you can go to. They're the same missions, okay, as they were last season. A couple different things, but for the most part, they brought the tornado one inside the actual main mission. There's a new the world that you're in is the new Joker Elseworld type stuff. It's pretty cool. The music's pretty cool. But yeah, I just put it on one difficulty, and then I go through and I just do it over and over and over, and you get it done pretty freaking fast. But again, it's through the season. So if it took me 3 hours, okay, and you only have half hour a day to play the game. Within 6 sessions, you got it, right?
Right.
6 weeks
progression.
Yeah,
progression.
6 weeks you have to do it. You don't need to get Joker now because you got to look at it as, yeah, sure, I got the Joker, but now I have to level up the Joker, right? So doing the game, doing the season to get the character is free, right? Like people want to earn stuff in the game, right? But then when they have to earn something, they complain about earning it. Do you see the problem? Do you see the conundrum that's happening here?
Yeah, it's not a conundrum. It's because you put the label on it originally. If I told you
but
nothing,
it is free.
If I told you nothing and you just played a game, and as you were playing the game, you got stuff, and I just dropped something out, and you just, hey, you got this. Hey, you got this. But there was no time limit. There's no
right
telling you anything. But because they're telling you have to get this to get to this, you have to get this. You were going to get there anyway. If you're playing the damn game, you were going to get there anyway.
Right, by just playing the game.
But because you put the label on it, then it's like, oh God, I gotta get to level 35 in order to get this. Like you were gonna get there anyway if you're playing the game.
Right. And
you're gonna get there. That's the part I don't like. Just drop stuff off as I'm playing the game and let people talk about it. Hey, when I hit 50, I got this. Hey, when I got 45, I got this. Stop telling me I have to get this in order to get this, because then everyone's expectations is like, oh man, it's too long. Grinds too much.
I wouldn't suggest running through the game as fast as possible, right? Like, if you don't like the game, then don't do what I do, right? Because you're not going to like the game better if you're playing the same mission over and over and over and over. Just go around. Play the game.
Where's the easy button, bro?
Oh, there is an easy button. I just did it.
Where's the easy button?
Right.
But the easy button's too tedious. Do you have an easy button and it's easier than your easy button?
Like, tonight we'll get the Joker, right? And then I'll start playing the Joker and see how he feels and stuff. But I just don't get it. If you're not interested in the game, then don't go back to the game. But if you want to play the game, then just play the game and you'll get the character. It is free. Right. It is a free character, but it's in the game. Like, there's no difference than getting the character of Joker than getting a skin in Spider-Man, right? It's the same thing. Like, go do this mission, complete this mission, and then get this reward. The reward is getting to level 35 is getting the character. Like, you're saving him. It's part of the story. You're saving him from Brainiac. Okay? Like,
but what happens if I don't have an hour to do your cheat method in order to get the Joker? Can I buy Joker?
You can for $10, and then you don't get to see, like, and here's the thing, right? If they just handed you the Joker, how many people would complain, well, that's it? They just gave me the Joker, right? Like, that's what happened in Marvel's Avengers, and people complained that they just got the character. They didn't earn the character, and then they were just leveling the character going, well, I'm doing the exact same thing, and I got the character.
You cannot win. So you cannot win during this at all. You cannot win.
Look, has to be...
Remember the Star Wars debacle?
Yeah.
What do you mean I got to grind for 50 hours in order to get Darth Vader?
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way you go. It's always the issue.
If they just gave it to you, people would bitch that they got it. And then because it's behind 3 hours, minimum 3 hours, you could do 8, you could do 9 if you played the other thing, right? Because I did one mission, it took me 10 minutes. And I went, oh, okay, so I have to do this 10. And I went mathematically, I went 10 minutes, 35 levels. So I got to pay for 8 hours. And I went, there's got to be a faster way.
There's got to be an easier way.
Got to be an easier way, right? I found it. Less than 2 minutes. Do that. You'll get it in less than 3 hours. Okay? So, attach getting the character to the interesting story. But there is a story. There is a story. The story is that Brainiac has the Joker. He's captured. Your mission in the story, based on the intel inside the game, is that your mission, if you choose to accept it, is you have to save Joker from Brainiac. That is part of the story. If it's interesting or not, that's subjective. But the story is you have to save Joker from Brainiac, right? So that's what you have to do. You have to get to 35. So I don't know. I just find it like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And you're never going to make people happy, because if they gave you the character, you would bitch about that they just gave you the character. If you had to do 10 missions, you'd be like, oh, I can't believe you put it. Then it'd be like, well, it's only 2 hours. It's only 2 hours to do this stuff. Like, I'm getting stuff in 3 hours. Not only did I get, like, the first tier of tier 1 weapons in the season already, I got all of them, okay, by just playing the 3 hours, right? So I got new weapons that I get to use, that I get to upgrade, and I get to do all the stuff. I got the other weapons, the notorious weapons. I got like half of the notorious weapons already for it. Now, obviously, I didn't get tier 2, tier 3 because I'm playing the easiest mode to get the XP high enough, right? So, but I got all the tier 1 weapons already. I got half of the notorious weapons already. So now I have new weapons to upgrade and do and to use inside the game. And I was like, well, it's still the same content. And don't play the game. It's that simple. Something has to give. They gave the content for free, and this is why I don't want free content, right? Because free content is low effort. It's low effort.
Yep.
This is why I want to pay. I want to pay for content. I want to pay for DLC. Actual content.
Be very specific.
Yes. I want actual content, and I'll give you money.
Not a skin. Not a character.
Give me Borderlands-esque DLC. Story, content, boss fight, whatever. Like, actual content, right? As soon as they say everything's free, I'm like, well, low effort. Right? Low effort. There's a cutscene. There's 3 cutscenes.
Low T.
Yeah. So. Water says, people are born miserable. This is why they come across the womb crying. Never thought about that, right? Maybe they're just so happy with joy. You ever think about that? Maybe they're so happy coming out.
No, I think it's because the human condition would not be prepared that if we had a baby and it came out of the womb and be like, hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah.
Like we came out intelligent enough to be like, hey, what's going on? Like if you actually talk. So screaming's the only way you can enter the world. That's how it works.
Because it only gets worse from there. I mean, better from there. All right, so that's what we've been playing. Let's go back to top stories. All right. Let's start off with Gearbox. Speaking of Borderlands.
Let me get my fire extinguisher.
Speaking of Gearbox and speaking of Borderlands, we have Gearbox layoffs hit staff hours after being sold by Embracer. Okay, so Gearbox is being sold off. Take-Two picked them up. Okay, and Embracer Group is it picked them up for I think $460 million or something like that.
I'm up for a steal.
Yeah. So here, okay, this article is Gearbox layoffs hit staff hours after being sold to Embracer. So it took less than a day for the employees at Gearbox Entertainment to be hit with layoffs after being sold by Embracer Group. So they were sold. One day they were sold, and then according to multiple posts on social media, a number of people are no longer working at Gearbox after it was announced that the company is being purchased by Take-Two Interactive. So Take-Two bought them from Embracer. They thought they were saved, and then they got shit canned.
Nobody is safe when your company gets bought out. They replace the people that they want to replace and cut where they want to cut in order to make an instant profit, right? You get a good deal on a company, you buy them, then you find out what you need, and you get rid of the fat. That's how it works.
Yeah.
How do you think they stay positive on their sheets when you make an acquisition like that? You have to find a way to recoup money immediately because you have to pay back the loan. Right. And I just spent $400 million. So how am I going to pay back that loan as fast as possible?
Yeah, $460 million. Yeah.
Well, if I cut $30 million in salary off the books, then I can make the next payment pretty quick, right? Yeah.
It says
I can do that.
It says here, a senior user researcher investigator also posted on the platform saying, "I just lost my job following the exciting news that Take-Two Interactive and Gearbox Entertainment merged last night. Like many others, received the unfortunate news this morning that my position is no longer required." Former director of online engagement Chris Haronda posted on LinkedIn. He says, "After 3 incredible years at Gearbox, my journey with the company has concluded." Another former PR staff member, Steve Price, also confirmed at LinkedIn that he was among the cuts. As of writing, it is unclear how many people were impacted by the layoff. Insider Gaming has also reached out to Gearbox and Take-Two Interactive for the comment of layoffs. Should respond to receive this story by update accordingly. Now, Take-Two also bought him for $460 million. To answer Duplis's question, Clip's already answered it. Yeah, no, Take-Two never owned Gearbox. They published Gearbox's games, but they never owned them. They got bought up. They were independent. They got bought up by Embracer Group in 2021, and now they're being sold off, and then they got cut, right? So, look, see, everyone thinks that Microsoft is the bad guy or PlayStation is the bad guy. No, corporate companies are bad guys because they're good because they're giving you a job, but they're bad when they have to fire you because they're not making enough money. Okay, so that's the way it works. Now the next one is Sega sells Relic. Okay, and we'll cut.
To me, this is a big one.
Well, look, they're the bad guys, right? Sega sells Relic and will cut 240 jobs across the UK studios. So Creative assemble a Sega Hardlight and Sega Europe will impact by the changes. Okay, so Sega has sold Relic Entertainment and will cut 240 roles across Sega Europe and Creative Assembly of Sega Hardlight. Relic is also known for Company of Heroes, Dawn of War games, and also really developed a new Age of Empires for Microsoft. Relic will transition to the independent studio and will no longer be a part of Sega Group of Studios. Now, the majority of the 240 cuts are across the Creative Assembly of Sega Europe, and also a small number of them are Sega Hardlight. There is no mention of the other Sega UK studios, or include 2 Point Studios or Sports Interactive. So the Creative Assembly have already been suffered a range of redundancies following the cancellation of the project last year. Now, it says, quote, Sega is working closely with Relic on the shift and has wished them the best for the future. So, and also another quote says, "I want to sincerely apologize for the worry and understandable distress the news will cause, particularly for those direct affected. These decisions have been incredibly tough to make." Not really. They're just like, we have to cut some jobs. Oh, okay, we'll cut them. And the following consideration, deliberation, the leadership team across the business changed the necessary and secure the future of our games business, and to ensure that we are also placed and deliver the best possible experience to players going forward. Now, obviously, that's the thing, right, Sarge? They're like, well, we really had to make a choice. We could all lose our jobs, or we pick 240 people out of a hat. That's not what they do, right? They look at your whole time while you're at the company. They're like, hey, what did Jenkins do? Jenkins, I saw him by the water cooler a little too much. Jenkins just had to go to the bathroom. He took a lot of bathroom breaks. Well, we can get rid of Jenkins when time comes, right? That's what happens, right? You come in late a little bit each and every single day.
Because you got to find a reason.
Right. You're looking for every little thing.
Or you
this
have
guy
to
works
find a way
too
to let
hard
them go without paying severance, right? That's the other thing.
Right. How long has he been with the company? Oh, okay, let's get rid of Ted. Ted, see you later, Ted. You only been here with 6 months.
See, now
7 months you get benefits. 6 months you're out the door.
The way that these studios come out with games, I know some of you are alive long enough now to know this. Like, not every studio makes a banger every time. And if you're a fan of a particular development studio, and they happen to be up and coming when you were younger, and they kept making decent games, and then finally they blew up and they made this like an awesome game, and you like everyone's like behind it. Like, maybe they make an awesome game, maybe they make two, but you remember the roller coaster goes up and down. You're not going to be great forever, right? Now, to me, Relic made really good RTS. Like, for me, this hurts because I love RTS games, right? I've been playing RTS games since the beginning of RTS. Right. And to me, when they separate like this, I don't know if it's them losing money and they want to go their own way. Like, they don't have as big of enough budget. But like, Relic made like Company Heroes 1 and 2 were amazing. The third one is like on the fence. They tried something a little bit different. It's not like a super success. It was underperforming, just like everybody else says. But I think that they want to get out from under Sega because of that reason. So what I hope is that these studios find new people who like doing RTS. They put together their own guys and make a different game. Because I know I've said this, and I said it last year, right? I said last year, you could probably find the episode. I said the next couple years is going to be RTS mania, right? Because a lot of studios are coming out, and I looked them up online, right? Between now and 2025, there's supposed to be like 37 RTS games. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous.
Here's what happened. Toys for Bob, we didn't talk about it last week, but they were a company that was under Activision Blizzard, and they left, right? Because Microsoft bought them. Toy for Bob left. Now, I think a lot of companies, now, again, this is just me speculating, okay? But if Toys for Bob stayed with Activision Blizzard, the company would get shut down. So they begged, right? I'm not saying that I know this for a fact, but certain companies are like, look, just let us go. Let us go independent, right? This will be good for you guys because you don't have to keep us on the books. Our studio stays open. We can stay afloat, and then we'll sign a deal with you to do games, and you guys can publish the games, right? So you're off the books, right? So we're not underneath your umbrella anymore. And then we'll just be over here, and we still have the deal. And they're like, yeah, okay, that sounds good, because they don't have to fire people. They just let go of the company, and the company still survives, right? This one seems about the same, right? So they let Relic go, right? Sega sells them so they can stay alive, okay? But Gearbox, they get sold, and then they get laid off, right? But I think some situations, companies get let go because they're like, look, we have a game about to come out. If you get rid of us, this will be devastating for us. Just let us go, and then we'll have a deal, whatever. I don't know if that's the case, but I can see things happen like this because I've worked for companies before that they do stuff like this, where they're like, all right, look, much smaller scale, but if I was working for a company, let's say I was the producer, let's say I was the director, but I was inside the actual company itself. I had a salary, okay? They needed to get rid of people, right? So I'd be like, hey, what about if I go freelance? Then you don't have to cover my stuff. I still get paid. And they're like, yeah, we could do that, right? They still want to work with you. They don't want to fire you. So they let you go so they can hire you back, so they can keep you on the books, but you're not underneath the actual company anymore. You're just a, independent contractor type of stuff, right? And that way it works better for their books because they have a a certain pool of money they can use for outside sources than they have for inside sources and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. More layoffs are happening. This year will be worse. It's almost already worse. Okay, we're in the first 3 months of the year. It will be worse by the end of this year. It might even be like 1.5 times, right, for all the people that are losing their jobs. Let's go to the next story. The next story, Sarge. The gold rush is over. Slay Inspire and Darkest Dungeon devs say that the big Game Pass and Epic exclusive deals have dried up for indie devs. Now, we had an article that we did last year sometime. I want to say, what's going on, Todd? I want to say that where am I going with this? Oh, that the independent developers talked about this. I read an article last year talking about the developers for Tunic and also the publisher of Tunic said that when Game Pass first came out, that it was really good for independent games, okay? Because there wasn't a lot of games on Game Pass, so they could promote it, they could sell it, they could do well, okay? And then I said, before that article even came out, I said, what's going to happen with these independent developers, with Xbox buying all these companies, the more companies they buy, the more first-party titles they have. The more first-party titles they have, the more stuff they fit on their Game Pass. The more stuff that's on Game Pass, it's going to be harder for independent developers to be seen and whatnot. And they've done some changes along the way, but it's still going to be hard to see. Just like when you go to Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu, you want to watch a movie, you can't go to old movies. You gotta scroll through these rows and rows and rows of movies and films to try to get what you want. So it says in an interview last week, game developer conference in San Francisco, developers behind the indie sensation Slay Spire and Darkest Dungeon said the deal some small developers have come to rely on funding in recent years, like Epic Game Store, exclusives, or Xbox Game Pass, are no longer what they once were. He says, quote, I talked to at least 5 small teams, like 35 members and under, during the GDC, and they're like, cuts, funding canceled, talks that we're going for a year canceled, said Casey Yano, co-founder of Slay Inspire Studio and Mega Crit. It sounds like shit, or like it's shit. He says, we definitely very privileged to have been able to self-fund. Otherwise, it'd be very, 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 very scary right now. Slay Spire launched a slow sales in Steam earlier access before eventually becoming a deck-building juggernaut. Darkest Dungeon was likewise a Steam early access success. Both games are available on PC Game Pass, or PC Game Pass, though D&D director said that the Microsoft deals are getting games on Game Pass have come to a scope since the subscription service began. He says they're way down, and so was Epic. He said the gold rush is over, and I come to the Northwest Territories in the town.
We knew it.
Okay, from the build on gold, and they're found diamonds further north. Maybe another paradigm shift. Wait for us, and definitely think that the scale and deals is hearing about the significantly diminishing from the big swings these days. Certainly got Epic deal at the right time. So there's a lot of people that are losing. The big money's like drying up because, one, Xbox is in shift right now, right? They're talking about, which is our next story that we'll talk about, but they're talking about even making deals with Epic or making deals with Steam.
But we talked about this. There's only so many spaces on Game Pass, just like there's only so many spaces on Steam. That's why you have to limit the amount of exposure. And so they're trying to figure out what titles are big, what's their first-party titles, and how many third-party titles are they going to have on there for the good for the rotation. The free money's drying up, right? The low interest rate loans are drying up. All these benefits and bonuses for signing up these people aren't there anymore. So now, because of that, where do the indie guys fall?
Right.
Where does somebody who's trying to get noticed go? If it's not a box store and you can't advertise, and this is the best place to advertise, where do you go?
Well, like I said, Paul, right? That they don't have to give that money out anymore because they have 38 studios making games for them, right? And they have other deals that they already have with other bigger publishers that are coming on to Game Pass, right? There's new games coming on Game Pass every year, right? Remember, they wanted to give Suicide Squad $250 million. Okay, obviously it didn't go through, but they have other avenues where they have this money, and they don't have to pay that out right now because they already know what's coming down the pipeline. They know what's in the future for Game Pass or what they're doing with Xbox. So indie developers, here's the thing. Me and Sarge always talk about this, like, you have to make the companies sweat. Okay, they get the money from outside investors. Okay, they make their game, make a game, sell a game. Okay, make a good game, sell that good game, and then if people like it, they will buy it. And if people buy it, word of mouth will spread. More people will buy the game, and then you have a successful game. Not like super successful. If you took $1 million to make the game, you might make $3 million to pay for that game, and then you have a profit. Then you take that $3 million and you turn it into $5 million, or you turn it to $6 million, or you turn it to $8 million.
That's how it's supposed.
That's how it's supposed to work.
But the current environment says we could do better.
Right.
If we just do, say it with me, live service.
Right. Live service, microtransactions.
What we're doing, I made a memory card game with Marvel guys on cards. Live service. No, it's just a card game. We can just play a card game. No, live service. Stick it in there.
That way people are acting towards Suicide Squad these days, or probably should have taken that Game Pass deal. I mean, they weren't ready for that Game Pass deal. I'm going to assume that's why and now it's a little too late, right? They'll get it for a much cheaper price down the road when they're like, hey, Microsoft, can we come on Game Pass? They're like, yeah, sure. We'll give you $5 million, right? Type of thing, right? Why even partner with Microsoft? They hate curvy women and have a list of rules for creating characters. Yeah, it's a completely different story, but which we won't cover on this this particular topic today.
No, but just for a small sidebar, though, the character I saw for Fable was horrendous.
Horrendous.
Right. I guess it succeeded in their eyes because I can't tell what it is, and I guess that's a win. Right.
Hopefully, it's a custom character, and we can make the character look how we want.
For a particular group, if that's your character, then I guess a particular group's very happy that we can't identify what it is.
Yeah.
You won. Congratulations.
Yeah, it looks hideous. Look, I'm glad that Stellar Blade's coming out.
You guys complain about Mary Jane. Like, everyone complained about Mary Jane, but Mary Jane doesn't hold a candle to that Fable character.
Yeah, well, Stellar Blade's coming out, right? I'm not going to play it, but I'm very happy that a character like Stellar Blade's coming out, because she, like, you look at her and go, God damn, right? I'm glad like Bunny's coming out in like First Descendants, because you look at that and go, the East knows what we're looking for. Okay, we're looking for eye candy, right? People are looking for ripped dudes, right? People are looking for stacked women with like barely any armor on. Okay,
it's called a fantasy world.
It's called entertainment, right? That's exactly what it is.
If I wanted to play a game based in reality with me in reality, like, why do I want that? Why do I want to look at a bunch of ugly people all day long when I play video games when I'm looking at ugly people in reality? Why?
Right.
What is that? What do you perceive is the benefit of that?
Hence why attractive people are actors, because you got to come to the theater to watch it. Right? They want you in the seats, right?
Yeah.
So it's just right. Power fantasies is all we want. It's exactly right. Right. So let's go to the next story. Talk about power fantasy, right? Like Call of Duty gets it, Sarge. Look at this, right?
Oh, please.
Call of Duty gets it. Yeah, you could be a sloth. You can be a dinosaur. You could be a brain in a jar. You could be a automaton. You could be Cheech and Chong. You could be whatever her name is, the rap artist, Minaj, Nicki Minaj. You could be Snoop Dogg, right? This is why you guys play Call of Duty, right? You want to be a sloth, right? You want to be Cheech and Chong,
bro. Listen, I this might sound corny, but originally, and I said it this morning, Call of Duty was done to show
World War II game.
No. Call of Duty was to show the best of the military that we had.
It was Call of Duty was a World War II game when it first came out.
Yes, but the whole point was a military. It was almost kind of like a military advertisement. That's basically what it was, right? To show how awesome and amazing our military was. That's what it was. Right, and the better the more years that went on, the better the graphics got, and the better the special teams. Like, especially when we got to like the present day stuff, right? Like, it was meant to be to show and respect the heroes, the military people that defend our country. That's what it was originally, right? Show the hero, be the hero, right? Now the advertisements I see for it, and by the way, if you haven't caught some of the advertisements for it, like I forget what song they're using. Right, somebody in chat knows the song. I can't remember the song. So they're in the buggies, right? They're all dressed up in like gang colors. They got like clown masks on, and all kinds of crazy shit on there. And I'm like, what are you guys representing? Like, we're all going to like it's almost like Payday. Like, everybody's wearing some crazy outfit with some masks and colors. Like, I'm like, how is this military? Like, what are you guys doing? Now you're throwing in lizards and robots. I'm like, you know what? Obviously, you guys don't care anymore. It's about whoever can get them to play. That's fine.
Well, the best part is this is a first-person shooter game.
I will go and find I will go find the military shooters that care about the military, the real weapons, the real tactics. I'll go play Squad, or I'll go play Hell Let Loose, or whatever else. But what's going on now, I'm glad I'm not part of it at all. It's clown world, bro.
I haven't
clown world.
I know I'm not the Call of Duty clientele because I haven't played Call of Duty, and I played the free version of DMZ like 2 years ago, I forget which one it was. I think it was like 2 years ago. Okay. This is Fortnite for adults now. They're taking the kids that have graduated from Fortnite, and they're like, I don't want to play Fortnite anymore. I'm getting beat up at school because I keep telling
people, I'm playing Fortnite.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, come on over to Call of Duty. They're like, well, do they have cool skins? And they're like, yeah, dude, they have a sloth. Shit, no, a sloth?
But remember,
they have Cheech and Chong.
It's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, they have Cheech and Chong.
It's a first-person shooter,
right.
bro.
You don't even get to see your character.
I don't see my character.
I
can only see what somebody else picks.
I know people are going to say this. Well, there's a third-person mode. Yeah, sure. There's a third-person mode. Great. Right?
Wait, when you're in a vehicle?
No, there's a game mode that you play third person.
Oh, just the game mode. Oh, right? Well, let's put it this way. They had to invent the game mode, bro, in order to sell skins.
Right. Well, you get to see it in the menu system. You get to see that load screen when you come in. I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Can't wait.
I said this on the morning stream, Sarge.
I'm a raptor with an AK-47. It's going to be amazing.
I said, they're doing this all wrong. Okay, the gaming industry is doing this all wrong. You're paying money to see yourself in a cosmetic, right? What they should sell is you buy cosmetics to make your whole lobby into what you want it to look like, right? You see what I'm saying?
Even better.
Right?
Watch out, bro. You can't say stuff like that.
I just did.
No,
it's
bro.
out. It's out in the universe, dude.
It's out.
Gonna happen.
That makes more sense.
Right?
So everybody else looks like how I want them to look.
That's correct. So if I want them,
right. So if I want them looking like, if I want everyone to look like World War II guys and they're all dressed the same, I make them look like World War II guys. I'm paying for those skins.
That's correct.
That makes more sense.
That's correct.
I make my game look like how I want.
That's right. So you play your game. I'm a dinosaur on your screen, but on my screen, you're a World War II veteran, right?
Oh no.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
right?
that's it.
They're selling the wrong thing. It's
the wrong way.
It's a first-person game, and you're selling a cosmetic skin. Everyone's like, I don't even see myself. Why would I pay for this? But if I could get everyone looking like dinosaurs, and I'm running around the map, and I'm like, yeah, the whole and you buy like a bundle, right? It's a bundle, and there's multiple different types of dinosaurs, and there's multiple different types of sloths, and there's multiple different types, and you could choose based on the skins that you purchased. Yeah. You can randomize who you see on the actual inside the game, right? Get on it, Activision.
Yeah. Oh man, and you just cause all kinds of problems.
Patent pending. If it happens, you heard it here first. I just want a 1%, just a 1% cut of every microtransaction that's purchased.
You're not gonna get there. But that actually works out much better. I like that better. Right, that's almost like getting a mod. You're modding the game for yourself.
That's correct. That's correct.
Right? Like you're playing, right? It's Call of Duty, but on your screen, it's a Star Wars battle, right? You pay for the Star Wars package, everything's Star Wars.
I purchased that just because Battlefront.
This is what I'm saying. Just
because Battlefront's so bad from the classic collection, I would buy the skin for another game just to make it feel better, right?
Yep. That could actually work, bro. That's actually a good idea.
I know it's a good idea.
That's actually, it really is. That's really good.
I know it's a really good idea.
Because buying a skin for a first-person shooter says to me that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And
obviously,
that's not even the best idea I have. I don't want to say the other one because the other one.
You have another one?
Oh yeah,
you have another one.
The other one would.
Is this the one you were talking about before? Yes. You want to tell me after the show, but you never told me?
Yes, I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
Because if I tell you this one, the internet would erupt and be like, "Don't you fucking dare! Don't you dare do this!" Okay. But that one, they would make a shit ton of money. Okay. This is an ass ton of money. This would be a shit ton of money if they did the other one. I want to think if I say it out loud. Okay.
I think we did the order. I think fuck ton is larger. Shit ton and fuck ton is larger.
Fuck ton, shit ton, all of them. It would be all of that combined. Say it, coward. Nope. I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it. Talking about a game that's been out for 12 years. 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. We have
12 years.
DC Universe Online just came out with their update for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series SX, but the X and X are not out yet. It's just the PlayStation 5. They updated the DC Universe Online textures. People in my chat said fuck ton is larger, confirmed. There you go. Yeah, it's like 1 pound, 100 pounds, 1,000 pounds, 1 ton, fuck ton. Right? That's the way it works. That's the actual metric. There's a metric ton, metric fuck ton, right? So it's a lot of. So they said that the graphics are better, it runs better, so it runs natively on the PlayStation 5. It's coming out later. That's not really a news story. It's more of a public service announcement. If you were interested in playing DC Universe Online and you're on PlayStation right now, you can download it. It's supposed to look better. It does look better. I mean, it's 12 years old. You know,
it's 12 years old.
Yeah, it's 12 years old.
Yeah,
so,
it's 12 years old.
So it's like Final Fantasy, 14 type of thing.
Listen, we already discussed. I'm not going to go through this again, but we had this show where we discussed how you would make it the DC game as a live service and be successful. But they're not going to listen to us. It's too easy.
Yeah. Oh.
Just like we fixed Battlefront or Battlefield. We fixed Battlefield. We know how to fix that one. We can fix that like in a year.
How do I become a consultant? I can
that's
help.
Easy.
I can help so many companies make actual money without destroying their company, and people would still have jobs. I have tons of ideas and tons of ways to do it.
We know they're bloated. If you guys haven't figured out yet that studios are bloated, and I don't know what to tell you. If you're following what's been going on, the cyclical issues that are happening now, where we make a game, it underperforms, we fire a bunch of people, lose half the talent, then try to hire a bunch of people out of school. They suck, the game's worse, we underperform, and we fire them again. Like, if you guys don't see how this has been going the last couple of years, like, the ones you have to pay attention to now are the ones who stepped away and are making their own studio. Like, those are the ones you have to follow, because everybody else who's fired every year the last 3 years, their teams are destroyed. Right, their talent pool for what those development teams can do has been diluted, and they're not at the top of their game anymore. Like a Larian studio compared to like what's going on in like EA, like they're done. Like you've gotten rid of so many people, they're done. Right, you have to wait until the people get more experience, and yeah, that's like 3 or 4 more games in the cycle, and they're not coming out. They're just not.
Right. So I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaws, right? And your Raptor, I watch his content. He had a tweet the other day, and he says that Star Wars Outlaws just got rated by Korean rating board, okay, and indicates that the release
it could have went another way, either way. That one, bro.
Let's read it. Let's read it both. Let's read it both ways. Yeah, let's read it both ways.
Rated or rated.
Yeah,
it wouldn't matter.
Are you ready? I'll read it both ways. So Star Wars Outlaws just got rated by Korea's rating board, okay, and then Star Wars Outlaws just got rated by Korean rating boards, indicated the release could indeed be pretty close. All right, so in comparison, he's saying these are some examples of it. Not that it makes any sense, right? Like, there's no rhyme or reason, but he's like, look, it's got a rating in Korea, and when it happened to these other games, this is how long it took them, right? So for comparison, it says Assassin's Creed Mirage rated on July 17th and launched on October 5th, which was 80 days after it got rated. Okay, rated. Star Wars Jedi Survivor on January 9th, and then planned for March 17th, but then got delayed to April 28th, and it was 109 days, but it would have been 67 days. Okay. Division 2, previous game from this team, was January 8th, and then it launched on March 12th, which was 63 days. So this is the exact same team that worked on Division 2, which made Outlaws, right? And they said, so this one could be released late May or early June because of the rating that's happened right now, right? So I'm excited for this game. I think this is my most anticipated game this year because I know it's a thing and it's real. Transformers Reactivate is still up in the air because we don't know what's happening with that. As soon as there's physical proof of actual dates of when that's coming out, that will be my most popular game of the year. But until then, Outlaws sits there for me as a game that I'm really interested in. So I'm hoping that I said early May. I said May 4th, May 12th, right? Like, here, I'll look at my phone again. When's my birthday? My birthday's on a Friday, isn't it? I think it's a Friday this year. Let's see.
Yeah.
No, 12th is a Sunday. So I'm gonna pick either the 7th or the 14th. Okay. The 4th falls on a Saturday, so I don't think they're gonna put it on May 4th.
You gotta pick a Tuesday. You gotta pick a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I did. 7 or the 14th. Yeah, 7 or the 14th is when they'll announce it to come out. But who knows? Do you think Sarge is gonna come out earlier in the year? Or do you think it's going to come out in the second half of the year after the Video Game Award? I'm sorry, the Summer Game Fest.
You're talking about this year, though, right? You're not talking about next year.
Do you think Outlaws is coming out before Summer Game Fest or after Summer Game Fest?
Well, I would think that Disney would want to have something to release for Star Wars Day, or at least talk about it. So I would think that, yes, hopefully they would want to release something for it because Disney wants to promote something.
Well,
something positive.
They need a Star Wars game. They need the 2 Star Wars games this year, right? One would be...
I know.
Well, actually, Classic Collection. Does that count as one?
Oh. Yeah, that counts.
That counts, huh?
That counts.
And then Bounty Hunters is coming out, or Hunters, or whatever the fucking mobile game is.
So then we know that one of them is going to be delayed.
Well, actually, one was delayed, right? Hunters, that's coming out this year, was supposed to be last year. So maybe the Star Wars is the one, and then this second one is coming out this year as well, the Outlaws.
I would really hope that Outlaws comes out this year, but I'm not hopeful that it will. Like, I know what's going on with the scheduling with these games now. So like you would want it to come out.
Yeah.
But like I want it to come out, but I'm not hopeful that it will follow its actual timeline.
I think it's going to come out.
None of them have.
I think it's going to come out in May.
Like I said, listen, you want something to talk about on Star Wars Day. You want something to talk about. So if it comes out anytime during May, then they can announce it. They're like, it's coming out this month. It's coming out there. Like, it's something positive to talk about with Star Wars.
Right.
We'll see.
All right. We got another story we got to talk about here is XDefiant. Behind XDefiant's toxic work culture, crunch, and years of delays. Okay. So this is a game.
We don't have to say XDefiance. You just say the industry.
Well, no, it's called XDefiant. That's what the game is called.
No, I know, but just the industry.
Oh, I got you.
It's the same.
So
it's everybody's. Look, we thought everything was like, you think everything was fine. I didn't think everything was fine, and then we started realizing nothing's fine.
Nothing's fine. Right.
And now every article comes out. Oh, XDefiant's rocky development cycle. Like, they're all like that. You guys are all doing
right.
This.
They're just normal.
Right.
XDefiant, another company doing the normal stuff that companies do. Okay. So following Inside Gamer's exclusive report this weekend. It took all about 12 minutes for executive producer Mark Rubin for another tweet from Anks to shoot down rumors of XDefiant delays aren't related to chasing Call of Duty. Nevertheless, Rubin did confirm that the game has yet again been delayed, but its latest delay has been a major technical issue related to the game's netcode, which is an issue that's been outlined since November of 2023. Now, it was previously mentioned that XDefiant has missed dozens of internal milestones and deadlines that past couple of years, and although the latest comments of XDefiant's missing the latest release date due to the netcode are accurate, it's not a simple case of when one and done issue plagued the game for years. As Inside Gamer has reported, XDefiant's shortcomings stem from several executives and directors on the project. They're eternally referred to as the Boys Club. The Boys Club. The large majority of the team.
The Boys Club.
That's why it's the problem. It's the Boys Club. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's the Boys
At
Club.
first, the Boys Club was names given to select few individuals who caused consistent problems for the game's development. And the term was collectively agreed upon by some members of the team to feel the sense of camaraderie. Okay, but a couple of years later, the group grew to dozens or so, both male and female individuals, in the terms of involved into something much more bitter in the studio. The group also has been caused to miss deadlines, crunch a toxic work environment, and the multiple people leaving the project, said sources. Now, while there isn't an exact date on when the club evolved into something more sinister, what the fuck's going on here? Right? Dun, dun, dun. Did you see Kyle? He joined the Boys Club. Oh, no. The Boys Club? Go on. Please tell me what's happening. They're doing something sinister over there. Okay?
They're making games and talking shit.
Right? I feel like this is a fucking like Archie comic or something. Like, what is happening? Several sources stated that the change became most apparent around the time of when Tom Clancy's brand was dropped, publicly announced early in 2022. Before the decision, the game was intended to be released in holiday of 2021 without any significant issues and plagued the game today. The change meant more freedom for the project, allowing the Boys Club. I feel like I should be doing this, Sarge, when I'm like the West Side Story. The Boys Club. That make the unnecessary changes of which had the domino effect on the progress of the game. Despite the warnings from the team, it currently added over 2 years of game development. Eventually, the things got so bad the XDefiant toxic work culture, crunch, internal problems became prevalent, and the acknowledge of the Boys Club, even spread it to the other studios in Ubisoft, right? So the Boys Club is spreading like a virus.
Yeah, like a virus.
They have the Boys Club 2.0, okay? So the issue for the Boys Club isn't that the managers or the directors telling developers what to do, or after all, their job, but is the lack of work ethic, right? That's the problem, right? The unpleasant behavior of the egos from the individuals that have created really unhealthy place to work. I have a problem here. It's called fire them. Here's a job. Are you doing the job? Are you doing the job? No? Great.
Are they crawling underneath desks and drinking? Are they doing like a pub crawl inside the studio? Are they doing that? No.
When I hear the Boys Club, for some reason, are these devs walking around with leather jackets like Grease? Right? They're like walking around. Hey, Grease, lightning. Like what is happening right now? We're part of the Boys Club. Hey, can you guys get to work? No. We're part of the Boys Club. Like I feel like they're the fucking fawns walking around. Like what is happening? What is happening? And this is why we're getting other infiltrated into the companies, because the people that work for the company are like, you can't smoke in here. No, fuck you. I'm part of the Boys Club. I do what I want. All right, you prick. Like they're Andrew Dice Clay, right? That's what I'm picturing. Andrew Dice Clay.
A bunch of developers are all wearing leather jackets and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
like Andrew Dice Clay from back in the day.
Yeah. Hey, get out of here.
That's how the whole studio is being run.
No, just even the girls were wearing leather jackets. They're part of the Boys Club. Get out of here, you prick. Look at this guy coming over here telling me how to do my job, huh? Get out of here. Like, this is ridiculous. So, there you go. XDefiant, never happening. It's not going to come out. And if it does come out, just know it's been tainted by the Boys Club. It fits the name, doesn't it? XDefiant.
I don't understand how these companies are being run. Like, is everyone terrified to fire somebody for not doing their job?
Yeah, I don't understand. Are you doing your job? If you're doing your job, great, have a job. If you're not doing your job, see you later. Don't let the door kick you on the way out.
It boggles the mind that we are in such a cultural shift that we can't have people that actually do their job that they're actually hired to do. And there's a problem. There's always a problem.
There's literally people losing their job that are actually doing their job. They're just going out the door. They're just circulation. They're like, nah, don't get rid of the Boys Club.
But we know how long it takes to make a decent game. Like we know what the runtime really is, but they have to have these games out in specific quarters of specific years in order to get the money back. Like they have to, right? So that's why there's this constant crunch. So what that says to me, if you're constantly crunching, that means the game you're making is too big, right?
Right. Or the team that's working on it doesn't know what they're doing.
They don't know how to handle it, right? One or the other.
Too many superstars on the team.
Right. Either way, scale back your game. Make a smaller game, then make profit on the smaller game, and then have the money and time to make the bigger game. But they don't want to do that. They want the big dollars. They want the game live service things. They want the loot box extravaganzas. Right. They want these epic story games that makes everyone get all feely inside that you got to have it, right? But they can't handle it.
Yeah.
These studios can't handle those type of games. It's blatantly obvious. Every game that's come out has been undercooked and has to cook a year and a half or 2 years after it comes out.
Yeah, you have to try to get people that work at the company to get close enough so they work good together, but not close enough to make the Boys Club. Right?
Right.
They
can't put camaraderie.
Yeah, camaraderie, but not too close.
House.
Right.
Not Animal House.
Right. You can't. It's like dancing in middle school. Like when you're at a school dance, you gotta keep that distance. You can touch each other, but there's gotta be a 2-foot space in between, right?
10 fingers.
10 fingers. Excuse me. Are you guys working? You're too close here. Can you back up, please? We can't have the Boys Club here. Just back it up.
Like I can see it now. Signs on the wall. No Boys Club. It's got a Boys Club thing with a big no across it. Like what do you guys do? Is Has the average age of the development team come down so low that it's a
like
frat
12?
house no matter where
Yeah,
we're going?
like 12? I don't understand what's happening.
It's a frat house where we're going. It's a professional job. You're getting paid $85,000 a year. Meanwhile, you guys are drinking booze and crawling on the floor looking up girls' skirts in the development office. Like, I don't understand what the fuck's going on. Like, what are we doing, guys? If you guys can't handle it, that's cool. We'll find someone who can, right? But obviously, shit's going wrong.
You know what's happening here, Sarge? This is a boys' club. This is a boys' club. There's too many white men on this panel.
We don't know that. I don't know who these people are. I only see names.
I'm talking about me and you. That's it. That's all I'm talking about.
There's too many of us.
There's too many of us on this podcast.
This is not a DEI friendly podcast.
No,
we don't got enough.
We definitely too many white people on this podcast. And boys. We need to have at least one of us needs to go. I'm sorry, Sarge, you're the one because this is my channel. So you'll see us.
Well, according to what's going on right now, P. Diddy had a boys club.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Next story. Lawyer warns game developers about unlawful game design as dark patterns. Lawsuit rises. Dark patterns.
Ooh, dark patterns. I'm into it, bro. Let's do this.
You know what? Hold on. I don't have eerie music, so I'm gonna use Abe. Hold on. Dark pattern. Unlawful dark pattern. Okay. So, lawyer warns developer, when I think the game design, it might be unlawful. I think gambling, but things aren't so simple these days, warns Eric Wise, a trial lawyer who defends companies from class action lawsuits and other disputes. The U.S. Federation Trade Commission is on the lookout for so-called dark patterns. Dark patterns in software websites. Okay, and Wise says that the game developers should be careful. In 2022, the FTC defended dark patterns as design practices and manipulate users into making choices that would otherwise have made them may cause harm. Typically, this means someone spent money or signed up for something they didn't really want because of confusing or hostile user interface.
Right. You mean 2019 to now?
Yeah.
You mean like every year for the last 6 years?
Okay.
What are we doing?
So this is some of the warning signs you should look at.
About?
This is some of the warning signs.
Now 6 years later, we got the warning signs. All right.
Let me make this big enough.
Let me get a situation.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do full screen for this one.
Okay. So one of them is a warning that product is almost sold out. Only 2 remaining when there's actually plenty of stock. I have a question here. Are they talking about digital goods? Are they talking about digital goods? Because
that's Amazon's whole thing.
Because you can't run out of. This is games, Sarge. In games, right? You can't run out of digital.
Digital game.
Okay. A timer that counts down seconds remaining on a limited time, 20% discount, but just resets after hitting 0. Right? Because for the FOMO. And then request to send you an email updates that can only be rejected by agreeing to ridiculous accusations like, no thanks, I don't care about children. Is that a thing? Is that actually on there? It says, accept or no thanks, I don't care about children. Is that what it actually says on there? Wouldn't that be considered more sarcasm, like funny? Like, all right. I need to know the context of that last one. The games industry has already been docked for alleged use of dark patterns. The FTC landed $245 million settlement with Epic Games after claiming that the Fortnite UI constituted using digital dark patterns for bill Fortnite players for unintentional in-game purchases. So they sued them for $245 million of a, what was it, 2.6 billion in like 6 months, something like that. It says, what I wanted to know from Wise was who spoke to the dark patterns to the game developers. I could do this all day, guys. For the GDC last week, the weather dark patterns lawsuit could also go behind store interfaces. What about gameplay design? For instance, if a player and MMO are encouraged to grind for a special limited time item, and then the year later the MMO developer decides to give that item away to everyone, where are the players who stayed up all night in the first place, manipulated or harmed? What would the developer genuinely changed his mind and hadn't intended to trick players? Okay. Speaking to me at the GDC talk, Wise confirmed that was asking kinds of questions game developers should be concerned with. He says one of the identifying dark patterns is grinding said that there's making free versions of the game so cumbersome and labor intensive that the player is introduced to unlock new features in the in-app purchases. So it's set up in a way that you don't even know that you're making the purchase. But it's also so difficult that the practical reality of the reasonable gamer is that they're going to have to make a purchase. Have you seen this? Have you been deceived, or is this unfair in some way? So it just goes on.
This is 10 years. This is 10 years too late. This article.
Yeah, it goes on. Look, and there is stuff like this, but this is. I hate to be this way, but like you can't just walk around life and be like walking around aimlessly without reading things.
Right. I don't understand why I'm being taken advantage of.
Right.
Why don't people just give me the fairest deal all the time? I'm just gonna stare at the wall and hope everyone does everything good to me. What?
Like
this is how we're raising human beings.
Right.
We are raising human beings to stare off into space, and you hope that people are treating you correctly because you don't know how you're supposed to be treated.
This literally just happened this afternoon. Joker's DLC came out. There's literally 7 pop-ups that pop up on the screen. 7. Not 4. Not 8. 7 pop-ups. Boom. Full screen. Then you hit A.
The Lord's number.
Boom. Another thing comes up. And if you read everything, it explains everything that's coming into the game. Yet people are confused. How do I unlock Joker? How do I unlock Joker? How do I unlock Joker? It's on
read.
Right, it's on the page.
Read.
It tells you on the screen that you hit A to get past and then go, where's Joker? People don't read. They're just aimlessly walking around. It's so ridiculous.
You
now
can identify those people in public. They're my favorite people.
Now I get it. There are companies out there that have dark patterns. Okay. But at the same time, you have to read. It's on the screen. Now, nefarious things happen. Like Force Gaming was talking about, I forget one of the MMOs that was happening from chat. Help me out with one of the, not NetEase, Nexus, right? Where they were having, where the percentages of the loot boxes that we're getting was less than like 0.1%, and even then they weren't even giving out the correct ratio of the actual loot boxes. So you could never ever actually get the thing that you were going for. Okay.
But when you have that many zeros after the decimal, no one even knows what that is.
Yeah.
Like their brains don't comprehend it. They think it's just 1%.
Yeah, they remove all the zeros and they're like, hey, it's 1%. So 100 times, no, it's like 1,000 times. Right?
More like 10,000.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Right. And this is the nefarious things that they do for dark patterns. But for stuff like this, like you just gotta read, man. Like it's not that hard. My 9-year-old can read. He comes in when he doesn't know how to read and says, what is this? And I go, oh, you don't want to do this because and he's like, okay. And then he walks away. Okay. If my 9-year-old can figure it out.
Yeah, but you have to follow around every adult and teach him the same way. They're like, what's this? Oh, that's bad, Tom. you don't want to buy that. Your wife will be mad.
It's red.
Back.
Right. It's red, but I want to press it. It's pretty. God. Nice. Right? Like, so all these problems that are happening with people in video games, don't get me wrong, there are people that get taken advantage of. 1, because they don't read. And 2, because they don't give a shit. And then once they hit the button and they keep pressing the button and they now have $250,000 on their credit card bill, and then they go, well, I don't know what I was doing.
I'm going to Reddit. Yeah, I'm getting mad.
I didn't know what I was doing. I'm complaining. This is not fair. It is fair. You just have to read, right? Don't press the button. Read. Okay? That big whole list of things that you said, it says, do you accept? And you're like, yep, sure do. Nobody fucking reads that. Nobody reads that. In that 7 pages, 12-page small font, double spaced or minute spacing, it says there that you don't own your game and they can close it down at any time and all transactions are final. And you're like, okay, right? It's either yes or don't play the game. That's it. Those are your options.
Right, because you can't play the game unless you say yes.
Yes.
Is that a dark pattern?
It's a dark pattern. That is a dark pattern.
No matter what the game says, no matter how many pages it is, it's 57 pages long and you're not going to read it and you press yes. It could say in there, I get to sleep with your wife. As soon as this game is canceled, the guy will show up at your house to sleep with your wife. And you're like, I got to play this game. Yeah.
We're here for your firstborn child. What?
Yes.
Remember that page that you sold for Final Fantasy 14? Well,
like
your first child, when he hits 9 years old, he's ours now. And you're like, what? All right, well, it's just going to cost me more after this. Robert Jones says releasing broken, unfinished games is a dark pattern. It is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it actually is. Right. All right. The last story that we're going to talk about, Sarge, is a brand new game that they showed off yesterday. Okay. It's about 5 years too late. Okay. It looks.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
It looks fantastic as visually, not as the actual game. Okay. This is called Marvel Rivals. This is called Overwatch Marvel Edition. Okay. It's called Marvel Rivals.
I know which one you're talking about.
I think this looks good visually. I love the art style. I love the way the characters look.
It looks like an 80s cartoon.
Yes. It looks like Voltron. It looks like all the other stuff, right? Like, I like the way this looks. Yeah. I love that Hulk
like an 80s cartoon.
Transforms, and he looks great. Like, just the visuals of this look great. And then it's Overwatch. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
You guys are too late, man.
Yeah. If this came out instead of Overwatch,
you guys are too late.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think this will be.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I think it'll be fun. It might even be successful until they have to do the first nerf or buff. Okay.
Right. And then we do the whole Overwatch thing all over again.
This right here is worse than Overwatch, because in Overwatch, those are brand characters that they created the powers to. Okay.
Yep.
This, you know what Loki's powers are. You know what Thor's powers are. You know what these characters can do because you are a Marvel fan. You've been watching or reading or playing Marvel games for your entire adolescent life to adulthood. Okay, so you know what these characters are. And so your power fantasy of playing this game going, oh my God, Hulk would destroy Iron Man or Hulk would destroy whatever. Okay, well, that wouldn't happen. Or Doctor Strange is too OP. This is going to change, and people are going to bitch and moan across the board when they start playing this game. They'll be like, well, if you play Groot and Rocket, when you combine their powers, it's just too OP and there's no rocked paper. You know what I mean? There's no counter, and it's just to be nerf this into the ground. Next thing comes up to plate. Okay.
Well, listen, it looks like it'd be a really fun game, but Mike, you hit the nail on the head. If Overwatch is no one gives a shit about Overwatch now, is just the template of characters from Marvel enough to bring back a group of people to start playing an Overwatch type game again?
Well, it's free to play, so everyone will try it.
Of course they will.
Right?
Yeah. It's free to play.
Then you have microtransactions. It's NetEase. Okay.
Yep.
It's supposed to be rumored. We know it's coming for Epic and Steam. They say it's going to be on mobile, and they say it's going to be for console, but they didn't announce that. That's rumored. So all we know right now is
mobile's a good one because everyone just drools on mobile stuff.
Yeah.
With Marvel.
Now, two things that I would like if this game has. Now, if it's just PvP, cool, fine. But there's a story in this, right? Dr. Doom is taking over the world, and you're supposed to fight to get to him. So there's like a story underneath all of this. Okay. But the problem with that I see is like, well, then why are these guys fighting? Like, are we fighting the alter egos of that Dr. Doom is like keeping you know what I mean? Like, he's in control of certain people. Like, my thing is, I would like a PvE mode in this. And if there's no PvE mode down the line, then I would like to at least have PvP against bots, because I really don't want to go online. A lot of games are doing this now, the story content like this, right? So the story content in Exoprimal is do a mission, come back to base, get the narration, the story, right? Ghostbusters, Spirits Unleashed, do a mission, get to a certain level, get the next cutscene, go out back in the thing. And that's also a PvE/PvP type of game as well. Okay. Same with Exoprimal, which is like a PvE/PvP game itself. So this game, I think, can do the PvE if they choose to, but I don't know, man. Just the PvP itself, with, again, the nerfing and the buffing is going to murder this game.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, you know how popular Marvel is. You know people's attraction to wanting to play their hero or their villain. I 100% agree this game will do well. But at this point, you've had so much time to make an Overwatch with Marvel skins. You had all this time when Overwatch was doing well and they had a whole giant following. You could have made the clone game right there. And we know they can make a clone game right away. We've seen it happen in the past. Anytime a game comes out that's good, another one comes out immediately like a year later.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no way they didn't know that when they were making it, right? They know.
Well,
I think it's too late. It's too little too late.
Well, Overwatch 2 is suffering big time right now. So maybe
that's because they lied to everybody for
I know.
4 years.
I know, but what I'm saying is because it's on a downswing, maybe this comes out and this swoops up the people that are like, well, I'm done with Overwatch. And they come over to this and it takes off. Who knows? Copying takes time, though. Not as much time as it does to develop the actual game, right? I mean,
the amount of lies that came out of Blizzard's mouth about Overwatch 2 is unprecedented. All the stuff they promised, the story missions, all the stuff delayed, and then like it just fell apart. Like, what were they actually making the game? What were they actually doing for 4 years?
The problem, Jones, is not that people hate looter hero shooters, right? The industry has shifted, right? When Overwatch came out, hero shooters were the thing. Right after that, battle royales were the thing. Then there was the extraction shooters now, right? Like, this is coming out in a time, maybe it's gone full circle, right? It's been 8 years, 9 years since the last one came out. Maybe there's still revive. Like I said, because Overwatch 2 is going out the door, maybe the people just swing right over and go, well, that looks like a Diva. I'm going to come over and play Iron Man or whatever, right? Maybe it'll take off. But what's going to be
balancing
is going to be a real big issue with this game for sure. 100%. It's not going to be, you're going to get the super hype people. Dude, I get to play this. That's fine. That's a new car smell. That's the point of a new game. Give it a week, give it 2 weeks. When people start mastering the characters, and then all of a sudden the superpowers or whatever it is, the ultimate abilities that they have, and they're gonna be like, dude, I hate playing against Doctor Strange, right? I hate playing against this person. You gotta nerf this. You gotta. That's what's gonna happen, and it happens right now with Overwatch. It happened all the time with Overwatch. Okay, it's just gonna happen again with this. Overwatch declined because Blizzard being stupid. Hence, a lot of the stuff with them being stupid was the nerfs and buffs for a lot of the characters and the characters they brought in. Right? So, I'll tell you what. Wolverine's not in the game. Okay?
As per usual.
Right. But when he gets in the game, give it like 6 months after that, the game will be done. Because every time they put Wolverine in a game, the game always shuts down for some reason. I don't know why.
I feel the same way about this game that I feel about the survival game of Dune. Right? It looks beautiful. It looks like it plays amazing, but the actual mechanics in the game are going to be its downfall, right? Because survival game on a desert seems like it's great, but let's remember, I'm only on one biome.
Yeah, but they said
I'm in a desert.
I watched Force Gaming today. He talked about there's other biomes, but not on top of the surface. There's like cave systems and stuff.
Sure there is. I got it.
That's what they said. I don't know. They said there's like these. I forget what he called them.
Listen, I hope it all does well, but I know the stories for most of it. So let's see what they do.
Well,
let's see what they do.
Here's the thing, right? Marvel right now has X-Men 97, right?
Yep.
Doing very well. It's doing very well. So much so that Warner Brothers DC opened up their animated studio again, and they're going to start pumping out stuff just like what they did for X-Men, right? So here you go.
Is that on Netflix?
No, it's on Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, and then this this comes out and does well. DC's like, oh, we have one just sitting in our pocket. Here you go, DC rivals.
So what you're going to see is a copycat game of a copycat game from 10 years ago. Because they couldn't get the hero shooter out in time, so they buried it.
What's old?
Now the hero shooter comes back out again, and they just revitalize the game that they already did 75% of, and finish off the last 25% and pump it out.
That's right. What's old is new again.
Yep.
Yeah. So much so.
It all comes around, man.
Yeah. Games should be fine if it listens to the fans.
No, then Krebs, you can't say that because just that statement alone, game's gonna suck because they don't listen. They don't listen to anybody. Right? The guys who make this game never read a comic book in their life.
Have you ever been in a conversation who's stronger? Just at a water cooler, right? Just in a school cafeteria, right? Now you actually get to work the characters and fight against each other. Okay? Let me
heated, baby.
Look, we played Marvel Future Revolution on the mobile device on the computer, okay? The PvP in that game was so toxic. Okay, you would play the game, and everyone would just be Captain Marvel, and she was so overpowerful they just destroy you. Everyone was being Captain Marvel. Then they nerfed Captain Marvel. This is what happens. Okay, Captain Marvel's like if you have a DC game, Superman is Superman. Superman versus Batman, right? You're gonna be like, well, well, Batman would study his opponent, right? Well, you have this conversation, this heated conversation. Now you're actually controlling it, right? It's going to be buffs and nerfs all day long. It's going to destroy the game. It's going to kill the game within, but it's going to be fun for a short period of time. And then you're going to hear stories like 6 months later.
3 weeks
Could have been good, man. The potential of that game was just so good. They blew it. The day they nerfed Hulk.
We've already did the game's entire life cycle before the game's even come out. When's it supposed to come out?
The beta. You can sign up for the beta for May.
Yeah. What?
We're 2 months. Yeah, we're like a month and a half away from the beta, and we've already killed it.
Yeah. Well, no, we've actually played it, enjoyed it, and killed it.
In my head, I had a lot of time. I had about 100 hours in it. It's good. Good.
I never liked Overwatch.
I liked Overwatch.
I never saw the reason why I would want to play that.
I liked Overwatch, but they always put that carrot in front of us. They're like, no, PvE's coming. We're going to have PvE content. And they're like, no, we're not doing PvE. Overwatch 2, we're doing PvE. PvE's coming in, story progression, skill trees. We got it all. None of that's coming. None of it's coming. We just lied to your face for 4 years. Don't worry about it. We lied to you actually for 8 years. Right? Overwatch lied to you because it was supposed to be a free-to-play game. Then it was a $40 game. Then it went to a $60 game. Then they had microtransactions and loot boxes and a PvE that never came in. But then they put junkyards, whatever that Halloween. What's the guy's name? Something Halloween event that he had.
Mike Myers?
No. Inside of Overwatch. I forget what it was. Right? Anyway, it was a PvE game, and it was beloved by everyone. They're like, oh, this is amazing that we could play this PvE. It was like a wave-based type of thing, right? And people loved it. And they're like, we're going to give you more of that. And they never gave you more of that. Right? Junkensteins. That's right. That's it. Right? Like, they never gave you more of that. And they're like, oh, we're going to do an Overwatch 2. And then they never did that. I did. I played it a lot when I used to stream on Twitch. We played it all the time. We had a nice little group together. Yeah, we played a group together.
You guys had a lot of Overwatch.
It was fun for a bit, and then it got sweaty because the ranks, right, and the rank stuff, and then you would get skill-based matchmaking, right. I'm having flashbacks right now. What's going to happen to Marvel's Rivals? The exact same thing is going to happen, and you're going to be like, well, it was fun for like 2 months, and that's it. So,
well, whatever gets us to the next game, bro.
That's it.
Whatever gets you to the next game that you have to put on your backlog. Let's put this one on the fire.
So real quick, these are the characters they have that we know: Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Luna Snow, Punisher, Rocket, Groot, Loki, Spider-Man, Hulk, Magic, Magneto, Mantis, Storm, Penny Parker, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Namor, and Thor. Right, and obviously they'll put more into the thing. I'm sure they'll come out and be like, all characters are free. Right, and then microtransaction will be $25 for a skin. Right, and that's basically what the mentality is for that game. I hope it's good. I do, but I know it's going to suffer from the balancing issues. They always do.
And is it third person or first person?
It's third. What you saw, it's third person.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, third person.
I thought that was just a pullback camera type of thing.
No. It's third person. All right, chat. That is going to do it because I have to stream again. We're going to be playing some Suicide Squad. We're going to be playing some Suicide Squad. I'm going to do the Joker mission tonight. It might not be a long stream because
have you unlocked them yet at all? Or are you doing the whole unlocking?
I got to level 35. I'm now going to do the Brainiac mission to unlock the Joker.
Unlock him.
Yeah, okay. To unlock the Joker. So that's what we're doing tonight. Appreciate it very much. Episode 389 is in the can. If you like what we do here, we do this about 42 times a year on this podcast. This is season 10. We will hit the 400 episode, I think, sometime in the end of May or beginning of June. So if you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. You can follow me over on 30 and Still Gaming's YouTube channel, which is just gameplay that I put on. All our live stuff is on this channel. And then at the end of the live show, I unlist those gameplay videos and I move them over at over a period of time over on our gaming channel. And then if you want to do entertainment news and stuff like that, for what I do in the morning shows from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday, we're doing Friday evenings now around 10:30 evening at the night where we do entertainment news. We cover news stories and we have a good time there as well. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Game on, guys.
They're two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.